Chaos erupts here in LA County. Widespread immigration raids triggering protests from Paramount to downtown. And tonight, an unlawful assembly has been declared as President Trump announces he will be deploying thousands of National Guard.
Widespread immigration raids trigger protests from Paramount to downtown Los Angeles tonight. An unlawful assembly has been declared as President Trump announces he will be deploying thousands of National Guard troops to Los Angeles. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the news at 10. I'm Rick Chambers. Major developments tonight as clashes erupt across Southern California. Chris Wolf has been covering the chaos as it unfolds. Unrest in Southern California continues tonight, with more violent confrontations between protesters, federal agents, deputies, and police, sparked by the Trump administration's expanded immigration operations. Take a look.
Guard troops here to Los Angeles. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the news at 10. I'm Rick Chambers. Major developments during a second day of violent confrontations between protesters and federal agents who are out on the streets trying to round up undocumented immigrants. As I mentioned,
scene behind me, this intersection in Compton has become a hotspot for activity. It's been the site of multiple street takeovers. Fireworks are going off, and a police chopper circles overhead. President Trump now confirms that the National Guard will be deployed to this region. Last night, we were live in downtown Los Angeles. Earlier today, we reported from Paramount. And now, Compton. All volatile locations. Chaos and calamity rock.
Rick, unrest in Southern California continues tonight with more clashes between protesters and federal agents and deputies and police over expanding immigration operations. Take a look at the scene behind me. This intersection here in Compton has been the scene of several street takeovers, so it is a hotspot for activity. We've seen continual fireworks going off. The police chopper is overhead. Now President Trump says he is sending the National Guard to this region. Last night we were in downtown Los Angeles, as many viewers may remember. Earlier today we were in Paramount, now Compton, all volatile.
Paramount Saturday, on the second day of demonstrations against federal immigration enforcement. KTLA was on the ground and in the air, capturing the explosive environment. Tensions escalated as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, along with other federal agents, were reportedly staging near a local Home Depot. Throng after throng of protesters gathered in the industrial area, sparking further clashes with law enforcement. Some crowds taunted authorities. Others went so far as to block a U.S. Marshals Service bus. Still more hurled rocks and other projectiles at law enforcement vehicles, according to the LA County Sheriff's Department. Federal agents responded with rubber bullets, tear gas, pepper spray, and flashbangs. In the last several hours, unfortunately, the crowd has grown, approximately 350, maybe 400. As the numbers increase, so does the violence. A wooden pallet and then a car were set ablaze during the unrest, sending black smoke into the air. The cause of the vehicle fire remains unclear. Federal officials maintain the government is simply enforcing the law, protecting the public, and securing the border. Opponents argue that this is not justice, but madness, and that hard-working people are being treated like criminals. You know, my whole family is scared. Our neighbors came out to see the commotion. Sure enough, there were arrests. I said, I'm here for a peaceful assembly. These Homeland Security sweeps are part of the Trump administration's unprecedented crackdown on illegal immigration. Back here live, a large crowd.
Back here live with a large crowd gathering in Compton. According to ICE, agents arrested as many as 118 people in Los Angeles this week, including 44 during operations in downtown and South Los Angeles on Friday. We'll have more coming up throughout the night. For now, reporting live in Compton, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
All right, Wolfie, we'll see you at the bottom of the hour. Thanks. From the ground, let's go up to Gil Levis now. He's overhead in Sky 5. Gil?
Well, Rick, we're showing you here Atlantic Boulevard and Alondra Boulevard here. This is the second time today that the LA County Sheriffs have taken back this intersection. As Chris Wolf was just telling you, we see that burned out car in the middle of the intersection here with the law enforcement there. The Sheriff's Department have moved in and retaken the intersection here. Traffic is open on Atlantic, both north and southbound, but Alondra remains closed here. But it was quite a scene here just a short time ago when the county sheriffs here were further back, and let me take you up the street here. They were all the way back by the 710 freeway here when they were struggling with the the protesters to get control of this street back. Again, you can see fire department coming into the scene right now, but it looks like a war zone down here. The good news is they've recaptured the intersection here, and it looks like they've so far dispersed the crowd quite a bit here.
Yeah, obviously we're having.
In the studio.
All right, Gil, I was just going to ask you, the crowd seems to be diminished considerably. Do you see anybody standing out on the sidelines just watching what's happening?
Yeah, there's quite a few people here at the gas station and down the street here west of Atlantic. You can see the crowd has kind of dispersed because of the activity by the Sheriff's Department. Now, the fire department, not sure why they're rolling into the scene right now. I can tell you there was a small fire that broke out near, in fact, you can see the smoke there still coming up out of this area here along the strip mall. But again, the crowd has moved further west here, and that's good news for people on Atlantic. That's the latest overhead. I'll send it back to you.
Is still gathered in Compton. ICE reports that 118 people were arrested in Los Angeles this week, including 44 during operations in downtown and South LA on Friday. We'll have more throughout the night. For now, reporting live in Compton, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA 5. Rick, we'll see you at the bottom of the hour. Thanks, Chris. From the ground, let's go to the skies for the latest. Bill is overhead in Sky 5. Rick, we're over Atlantic Boulevard and Alondra Boulevard. This is the second time today that the LA County Sheriff's Department has had to retake this intersection. As Chris mentioned, you can see that burned-out car in the middle of the roadway, surrounded by law enforcement. Sheriff's deputies have resecured the area. Northbound and southbound traffic has reopened.
In LA, federal police have established a skirmish line to keep protesters away from a detention center there, which has been targeted over the past couple of nights. Lindsay Pena is live for us in downtown LA with more on that. Lindsay?
Lanes closed. It looked like a war zone not long ago. Let me take you up the street. Just earlier, deputies were pushed all the way back near the 710 freeway, struggling to regain control. The fire department is arriving now. There was a small fire earlier, and you can still see smoke coming from a nearby strip mall. The crowd has dispersed further west, which is good news for those along Atlantic. That's the latest from overhead. Back to you. All right, Bill. We'll check in again soon. Thank you. Now to downtown LA, where federal police have set up a skirmish line.
Right now, just east of 1st Street. I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way so you can see what is happening. You mentioned that skirmish line officers are starting to move towards us as I speak. Everything started over at the detention center earlier this afternoon. We were there for
to keep protesters away from a detention center that's been targeted for 2 nights in a row. Lindsay Pena is live on the ground with more. Rick, we're on Alameda Street, just east of 1st. I'm stepping aside so you can see what's happening. The skirmish line is advancing toward us. Everything began earlier this afternoon at the detention center. We witnessed a confrontation between demonstrators and federal officers who deployed pepper spray and flashbangs to push crowds back. Now, LAPD has arrived, reinforcing federal forces. They're moving us further away from the building. Protesters remain, many of them filming the events as the officers advance. We've seen the crowd shrink, but tensions are still high. A helicopter circles overhead. We'll continue to monitor developments and report as they come in. Live in downtown LA, I'm Lindsay Pena. Back to you, Rick. Thank you, Lindsay. A new statement from city officials addresses the unrest. It reads, in part, we are in contact with officials in Washington, D.C., and are working closely with law enforcement to find the best path